You know that feeling when everyone's complaining about the cold and you're just thriving? While your friends are booking flights to tropical islands, you're genuinely excited about staying home in your pajamas for the third day straight. If this sounds like you, congratulations. You might be psychologically wired to love winter. And no, there's nothing wrong with you. You're just built different. Here's the thing nobody talks about. Winter people aren't just tolerating the cold. We're experiencing something fundamentally different in our brains. And science actually backs this up. So today, we're diving into why some of us genuinely love the season that makes everyone else miserable. Because trust me, there's a lot more going on here than just liking sweaters. Let's start with the most obvious question. Why does staying home feel so much better in winter than in summer? And I mean objectively better. Not just acceptable, not just okay, but genuinely, soul-satisfyingly perfect. Here is what is happening in your brain. When it is freezing outside and warm inside, you are experiencing what psychologists call contrast effect comfort. Your nervous system is literally processing the difference between the harsh, unforgiving environment outside and your cozy sanctuary inside. Every single time you look out that window and see the dark, cold world, your brain releases a little hit of satisfaction chemicals. You are safe. You are warm. You made it. Summer just does not give you this. In summer, staying inside feels like you are missing out. The weather is nice, people are outside. There is this heavy social pressure radiating through your windows, almost like judgment from the sun itself. Your brain registers staying home as a loss, like you are avoiding something good. But in winter, you are not avoiding anything. You are actively choosing the superior option. The math in your head just works differently. There is also something called refuge appeal in environmental psychology. Humans are hardwired to find enclosed, protected spaces far more satisfying when there is a perceived threat outside. And evolutionarily speaking, winter was a major threat. So when you are bundled up at home while it is freezing outside, you are not being lazy. You are satisfying a deep, ancestral craving for safety and warmth. Your caveman brain is basically throwing you a little dopamine party because you successfully found shelter. Plus, let's be honest, the daily activities just match the energy perfectly. Reading a good book, making a hot bowl of soup, or simply existing under a heavy pile of blankets. These are all low stimulation, high comfort activities. They do not require you to be on. You do not have to perform for anyone. For introverts especially, this is exactly where we thrive. We are not fighting against the vibe of the season. We are in perfect harmony with it. Winter is basically an introvert's natural habitat, and a huge reason for that is how social expectations shift so dramatically. Think about it. In summer, if you are not out there living your best life, posting beach photos, attending endless barbecues, and being aggressively social, you feel a little weird about it. Society has collectively decided that summer equals fun, and fun equals being around lots of people. For introverts, that is completely exhausting. It feels like the entire world agrees that your preferred quiet lifestyle is somehow wrong for 3 solid months. But winter? Winter gives you a free pass. Saying, "Sorry, I cannot make it, it is freezing outside," is the ultimate shield. Nobody questions this. Saying, "I am just staying in tonight," is suddenly perfectly acceptable. Winter provides absolute social cover for the lifestyle you wanted all along. You are not avoiding people, and you are not being antisocial. You are just responding appropriately to the weather. It is beautiful. But it goes even deeper than just avoiding parties. There is research suggesting that introverts actually have a much higher sensitivity to external stimulation. Bright, blinding sunlight, intense heat, loud outdoor crowds. These are all high-stimulation environments that drain an introverted nervous system incredibly fast. Winter naturally reduces all of that stimulation. Shorter days mean less intense, glaring light. Freezing temperatures mean far fewer people outside making noise. Everything becomes quieter, darker, and more muted. For someone whose brain is already processing the world at a maximum volume, winter is like finally reaching over and turning down the dial. It gives your nervous system the permission it needs to truly, deeply rest. And it is not just about resting your nervous system. Here is a fascinating scientific truth. Your brain actually works better when it is cold. Studies show that human beings have an optimal temperature range for cognitive performance, and it is a lot cooler than you might expect, hovering right around 65 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. In the winter, Your brain is not wasting precious energy trying to cool your body down. Instead, it can dedicate all of those resources to sharp, focused thinking. This is exactly why you might suddenly find it so much easier to power through a thick book, or finally finish that project you have been putting off for months. But it is not just the crisp temperature that gives our minds a break. It is also the very thing people complain about the most, the darkness. Okay, this is a controversial take, but hear me out. We are constantly told that the dark winter months are terrible, that they only cause seasonal depression and make everyone miserable. And yes, seasonal affective disorder is very real and serious for many people. But for the rest of us, especially winter lovers, something else entirely is happening. The darkness is actually a gift. Early darkness creates beautiful, natural boundaries for your day. When the sun sets at 4:30 in the afternoon, your day has a clear, definitive endpoint. There is absolutely no guilt about winding down early, putting on your sweatpants, and doing nothing, because your circadian rhythm is literally telling you that it is evening. Compare this to summer. When it is still brightly lit at 9 o'clock at night, you feel this heavy pressure that you should still be doing something, being productive, maximizing every single second. Summer darkness comes so late that you end up fighting your own biology just to stay awake long enough to experience it. Winter darkness also creates what researchers call temporal compression. Your perception of time fundamentally changes. The days feel more contained, more manageable. You are not overwhelmed by that sprawling, endless feeling of a summer day. Everything just feels cozier, more focused, and highly intentional. And let us be honest about the aesthetic. Winter darkness is just objectively more interesting. You get dramatic skies, early stars, and that warm, comforting glow of windows against dark, quiet streets. There is a deep, melancholy beauty to it that summer simply cannot match. It is atmospheric. It is moody. It gives you that quiet, contemplative, main character energy. For people who genuinely love winter, the darkness is not an absence of light. It is its own powerful presence. It is a feature, not a bug. And here is perhaps the deepest, most profound reason why people genuinely love winter. It gives us the ultimate permission to rest. Modern society has completely rejected the concept of seasonality. We are expected to maintain the exact same energy, the same relentless productivity, and the same high social output all year round, almost like machines. But that is simply not how human beings evolved to live. For thousands and thousands of years, winter was a sacred time of conservation. Our ancestors stayed close to home. They slowed down, and they did not feel a single ounce of guilt about it, because quite literally everyone else was doing the exact same thing. When you love winter, you are still honoring that ancient natural rhythm. You are not fighting against rest. You are fully embracing it. You are recognizing a fundamental truth that the modern world seems to have forgotten. Constant productivity is not the only measure of a life well lived. Sometimes, the most meaningful and transformative moments happen when you are doing absolutely nothing. Just thinking, reflecting, processing, simply existing. Winter creates the perfect, quiet container for that exact state of mind. So, if you love winter, what does that actually say about you? It says you value deep introspection over constant, loud stimulation. It says you understand that coziness is a perfectly legitimate form of happiness. It says you do not need bright lights, crowded spaces, or external validation to simply enjoy your own company. And honestly, in a world that is constantly demanding you to be more, brighter, faster, and louder, maintaining that kind of inner peace is incredibly powerful. We winter people just understand something everyone else is missing. We are not sitting around waiting for life to start again in the spring. We are already living it, fully and completely, right here and right now.